In this week's story, the people have followed Jesus out into the wilderness and they're getting hungry. Late in the afternoon, his disciples came to him and said, "This is a remote place, and it's already getting late. Send the crowds away so they can go to the nearby farms and villages and buy something to eat." But Jesus said, "You feed them." "With what?" they asked. "We'd have to work for months to earn enough money to buy food for all these people." "How much bread do you have?" he asked. "Go and find out." They came back and reported, "We have 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish." Then Jesus told the disciples to have the people sit down in groups on the green grass. So they sat down in groups of 50 or 100. Jesus took the 5 loaves and 2 fish, looked up toward heaven, and blessed them. Then, breaking the loaves into pieces, he kept giving the bread to the disciples so they could distribute it to the people. He also divided the fish for everyone to share. They all ate as much as they wanted, and afterward the disciples picked up 12 baskets of leftover bread and fish. A total of 5,000 men and their families were fed. Last week we announced Martha's Kitchen online, and so I thought I'd sit in the real Martha's Kitchen this week as I do my talk. The story we have looked at today is a well-known story. It's a story of Jesus providing for the people in the wilderness, and it's reminiscent of God providing for the children of Israel in the wilderness as well. There's a deliberate parallel here. Jesus is showing the people that he is their God. He is the one who provides. And we need to remember that in these COVID times, that God can and will provide, that Jesus is our good shepherd, our leader, and he is trustworthy. I've heard a number of stories explained by colleagues in the church in ways that I found surprising, and this is one of them. Some would explain this story as the young boy's generosity inspired the crowd to share their lunch. Now, there's no evidence for that in the text. I think it's based upon a scepticism about miracles. And it's probably explained this way with the best of intentions, that, miracles are hard for people to swallow in our day and age. I've heard other Bible stories explained in similar ways, that, we understand this differently now because we know better. One of the things I liked best at university was when one of the lecturers said to us, the trouble with some biblical scholarship is that it assumes that the ancient peoples were stupid. And certainly the author of Mark's Gospel seems to think a miracle took place, as opposed to they were inspired to share their lunch. To explain a story from the Bible and take out the miraculous and say, actually, human beings were inspired to be better, let's call that for what it is. It's humanism. It's reimagining God as the best of human intentions. To remove the miraculous from the story and instead to see it as the human spirit at its very best is to do the Bible an injustice. But worse than that, it removes the power from the story, because there is no evidence that human beings are getting morally better. A well-known biblical scholar that I won't quote because I get laughed at for saying his name, Tom Wright, points out that while there is great evidence of technological advancement, there's no evidence that human beings are becoming better, more moral. To put your faith that human beings will eventually become the very best they can be morally is to put your faith in the wrong place. I want to encourage you as you face uncertainty, as we all face our own mortality. Perhaps we're facing it more clearly than ever before in our lifetime. Do not put your faith in human beings. There's an Old Testament mantra. Don't put your faith in human beings. They just have a breath in their nostrils. They're nothing. They come and go like a shadow. Trust in God. trust in the Lord Jesus Christ, not as the best that a human being can ever be, although yes, he was, but also as the divine Son of God, a real transcendent being who made the earth, and who in the feeding of the 5,000 showed himself to be the creator and provider. Tomorrow the Church of Scotland has a meeting to talk about the future of the church. But the question we should ask ourselves is, are we worth saving? Because if all we have to offer the world is some kind of nice metaphoric humanism, then we have nothing special to offer. But if we have the very power of God, not just good intentions for human beings, not just good example, not just encouragement to be the best person you can be, if we have the very power of God for the salvation of the world, then we have something very special to offer. That's what the New Testament writers believed they were offering. They were willing to die for it. Don't put your trust in human beings. Put your trust in Jesus Christ. A church that put their trust there would be a church worth saving for the 21st century. Amen.
Thou my vision, O Lord of my heart, not be all else to me save that thou art. Thou my best Lord, by day or by night, waking or sleeping, thy presence my life. Be thou my wisdom, and thou my true word. I ever with thee, and thou with me, Lord. Thou my great Father, and I thy true Son. Thou in me dwelling, and I with thee one. Be thou my battle shield, sword for the fight. Be thou my dignity, thou my delight. Thou my soul shelter, and thou my high tower. Raise thou me heavenward, O power of my power. Riches I heed not, nor man's empty praise. Thou mine inheritance, now and always. Thou and thou only, the first in my heart. High King of heaven, my treasure thou art.